Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I want to share my thoughts on two fragrances, both made around mango from two different brands. One is called AJAYEB Portrait Dubai and it is from Lattafa, and the other one is called Mango Punch from Paris Corner. So as I was thinking, since spring is around the corner, why not? It's about time to do videos on more, let's just say, spring appropriate fragrances, because even though myself, I don't change fragrances depending on seasons. I wear fragrances based more on what I feel or how I would like to feel than on this fits that season, this fits the other season. But I know lots of you change your fragrances according to seasons. Naturally, some of you gravitate towards more fruity forward fragrances made around various fruity accords in spring and summer, or certain floral fruity fragrances, floral musky fragrances, this, that, and the third. So as you guys, before I start, if you have tried any of these fragrances, of course, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on the fragrance. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. If you find it similar to other fragrances, again, I would love to know that. So if you don't mind, please share your thoughts on these two fragrances down below. And without further ado, let's just begin. Now, I want to start with the one from Paris Corner, and I want to let you know first that in case you were curious about Pearl Potion, I recently did a video on that fragrance. I will leave the thumbnail here and I will also link the video down below. So in case you were curious to try that fragrance, spoiler, it's really good. Feel free to watch that video. Yes, so like I've said, let's start with Mango Punch. Honestly, I didn't know what to really expect from this fragrance, besides, of course, a mango accord. I was expecting a mango accord, but besides that, honestly, I had no idea. I know some people compare it to a fragrance, Mango Skin. I haven't tried that fragrance, unfortunately, so I cannot compare it to the other fragrance, but I will share my thoughts about this fragrance on its own, as a standalone fragrance. I want to let you know how it smells like, how it develops, who I feel like would enjoy it, if it's worth it, if it's not worth it, if the mango really shines here or not. So without further ado, let's just begin. Yeah, I will add the notes for this fragrance somewhere on the screen here, and as a reference, I will mention this once. Both of these fragrances, I've tried them multiple times on my skin, so I'm aware with how they develop on the skin, but for the sake of the video, to not just keep moving my hand constantly to my nose, I decided to spray them on paper. So this fragrance, in all honesty, it took me by surprise. I was not expecting this fragrance to smell the way it does. And I'm not saying this in a negative way, but don't expect this fragrance to smell like mango. At least I get no mango from this fragrance. To me, this is a citrusy fragrance. It opens up with a burst of various citruses. On one hand, I detect something that smells like a zingy lemony nuance. With bergamot, you have the slightly sweet, slightly sour touch, and a touch of orange here, but the orange I feel like will shine as the fragrance starts to develop, and grapefruit peel to be more specific. You know that effect in fragrances that it smells slightly citrusy, slightly bitter, but very airy, but balanced. Yeah, this is what grapefruit peel usually gives me in fragrances, and you have that same exact feeling here as well. Now imagine this citrus bouquet, this citrus accord. It feels very effervescent, very sparkling, very cold and crisp in the opening as well. Yeah, and also in the opening, among the citruses, I also detect a slight soft green nuance. Imagine almost something that's a little bit minty-like, you know, so it's slightly green, slightly minty, that type of effect, but very effervescent, very sparkling, very bright, very light, very airy, yet very crisp and cold. And this, to me, you guys, in the opening, it legit smells like you were to squeeze a little bit of lime juice with a little bit of bergamot juice, few drops of freshly squeezed orange juice, grapefruit peel, and you were to make a cocktail or a mocktail out of this. I wanted to say these fragrances, but they're not fragrances, out of these citruses, let's say. And imagine you were to add them in a glass with sparkling water, with lots of ice, because like I've mentioned, you get this very nuanced, effervescent texture to the fragrance, especially in the opening. And why I say with a little bit of ice is because in the opening, here on paper, I feel like it's not even as noticeable, but on my skin, I detect this clearly very pronounced cold, icy almost aura to the fragrance, with of course the citruses. And imagine you were to decorate the mocktail or the cocktail with few mint leaves and let's just say a little bit of grapefruit peel, you know. You were to lean in and you were to smell all these nuances together. This is how this fragrance smells like to me in the opening. Now yeah, Where's the mango, you guys? I don't know, I don't get mango at all, you guys, like at all. I get citruses, lots of different citruses, lots of different flavors of citruses that add or that create an overall very complex and multifaceted citrusy accord. Of course, with the ice, with the mint, you know, but I don't get mango. Like, where's the mango? I don't know. I was expecting, honestly, this fragrance to smell like mango juice perhaps, or like mango juice with certain floral facets in the background, but this, if anything, this would be more like a citrus punch than like mango punch, you know. This is how it smells like to me in the opening. So it's very energizing, it's very crisp, it feels, you guys, it feels vibrant, it feels like full of energy, but I feel like this is because of the citruses used here. Now, as the fragrance starts to develop here on paper and on my skin as well, it moves from the cocktail slash mocktail territory to something that I'm not really the biggest fan of. It moves, you guys, it starts to smell like effervescent vitamin C tablets. You lose that icy, crisp, cold aura that you had in the opening. You lose a little bit of the zinginess of the lemon. You lose a little bit of that slightly bitter and bright facet of the grapefruit peel. You lose the minty-like facet completely. And the orange really gets a chance to shine more, and the overall fragrance, I don't want to say that it gets warm in a sense that it exudes heat, because it doesn't, but comparing it to how it smelled in the opening or in the beginning, it definitely feels less cold, you know. So it does, in a sense, it does get a little bit warm on the skin, and now the orange really gets a chance to shine, and it shines, you guys. This legit smells like effervescent vitamin C tablets, orange flavored, like orange and lemon flavored, something like this, you know, legit, like you were to put them in the water, you know, and they would do their thing, you know, like they would go all sparkling and effervescent and that type. Yeah, this part is not really my favorite part, honestly, but I feel like this is because of my own taste when it comes to fragrances. And in all honesty, I'm not the biggest fan of citruses in general, at least not on me. I feel like growing up, my mother used to purchase a lot of cleaning products, citrus scented, from the products that used to clean the windows, from the products that used to mop the floor. Citrusy fragrances, to me, unfortunately, they can go into different directions, of course, depending on how they are done and what they're paired with, but they can go into the cleaning product department, or they can go into the effervescent vitamin department, and I want to smell like none of these two. So yeah, but keep in mind, even though I am trying to not be biased, maybe I still am a little bit, because this is not a scent family that I resonate with it in general, you know. The opening, I don't mind it. The heart, I hate it. The dry down, it does like a full like 180, you know, or like 360 or whatever. It changes completely. So from smelling like a cocktail or a mocktail in the opening to smelling like effervescent vitamin C tablets in the dry down. I was so surprised to notice this aspect, you guys, in all honesty. In the dry down, you lose the citruses, you lose the effervescent quality of the fragrance, you lose the sparkling quality of the fragrance, you lose the citruses completely, like that whole bouquet of citruses, all those different flavors, you lose them completely. The only one that I can still detect a little bit, but that plays very well with the nuances that you will get in the dry down, is that slight, airy, soft and bitter grapefruit peel. But in the dry down, it's the florals that really get a chance to shine. And when I mean florals, imagine like this very dewy, abstract white floral accord, like soft, dainty, feminine, dewy white florals. Think like aquatic take on a floral forward accord, if you can picture this, you know. It's not the kind of floral that feels crisp and airy and sunny and bright and light, and all of this is the kind of floral forward accord that feels dewy, slightly dewy, it feels slightly aquatic, with a slight crisp musky facet in the background, with that soft grapefruit like peel that I told you that it has, and a slight powdery touch. This is how this fragrance smells in the dry down. So this fragrance, I feel like it's safe to say, it's not a fragrance that's linear. It keeps evolving and evolving and evolving. It smells one way in the opening, it smells completely different in the dry down. And honestly, the opening was not my favorite part either, but the more I tried this fragrance, I have to say I made peace with the opening. I don't mind it as much. The heart is the part that I don't like at all, but this is because it reminds me of effervescent tablets, and I don't want to smell like effervescent tablets. But the dry down, it surprised me. It surprised me. Now, is this a mango fragrance? You guys, I don't get mango. Not in the opening, not in the heart, not in the dry down. I don't get mango. So I don't know where the mango is, honestly. Do you get mango from this fragrance? I'm really curious. Maybe it's my nose. I don't know. But comparing to this one from Lattafa to AJAYEB Dubai Portrait Dubai, that fragrance actually has a very full-bodied mango accord. There you can clearly and easily smell the mango without looking for the mango. I don't know, you guys, I feel like to each their own, but it's not really my cup of tea, honestly. And I would recommend you more the pear one. That one, I feel like it's... Now, maybe I'm saying this because it's more my style in a way, but also I feel like it's actually overall better done, even though that one is more linear, whereas this one goes through a beautiful development. So yeah, let's move on to the one from Lattafa. Let's move on to AJAYEB Portrait Dubai. From the start, I can smell the mango. This is clearly made around a mango accord. Now, in the opening, you have somewhat of a citrusy kick to the fragrance, like something a little bit lemony, a little bit orangey. It adds a little bit of zinginess from the lemon with a little bit of sweet citrusy facet from the orange. But these two play very well with the mango accord in the opening. The mango here, it almost feels like facets to the mango accord, you know? The mango here clearly smells like mango. So you have mango here for sure. Yeah, so like I've mentioned, you have the citruses, but don't think the citruses are overly pronounced. Like I've said, to me, they work here in the sense that they add a little bit of something else to the tropical fruity accord, to the mango accord to be more specific. It's almost like they add facets to the mango accord, but they don't take the shine. They don't take the shine away from the mango accord. This is what I wanted to say. So the mango accord here, it feels sweet. It's definitely your ripe mango. It feels very thick and full-bodied, and it feels very warm from the beginning. And I feel like throughout the whole development of the fragrance, you have this beautiful dance between the more feminine facets balanced by the deeper, woodier facets that create a unisex fragrance to me, you guys. This is not the kind of fragrance that I'm smelling it. I mean, look, when I smell it like this and I get first the mango, I'm like, yeah, this clearly is a feminine forward fragrance. I mean, it smells so sweet, so edible, so juicy, so delicious, you know. But then when I get the woody nuances, I'm like, okay, men could easily pull it off as well if they love the smell of mango, of course. But this is something to consider and to keep in mind if you're interested in trying out this fragrance. This is not just a sweet fragrance. This is not just a sweet, fruity, creamy, something like this fragrance that would work only for women, because this, the mango accord is actually balanced out by the deeper woody facet that you have from the opening till the dry down, you guys. And these two nuances, the mango and the woody facets, are the notes that you will get, like I've mentioned, from the opening till the dry down, and various other notes, they come and go as the fragrance starts to develop on your skin. Now, as this fragrance starts to develop a little bit on your skin, I feel like you lose the citruses completely. They're not here for a long time, they're here for a good time, you know. And the fragrance moves into a territory. You still have the mango accord that still feels very rich and sweet and ripe and warm and dense. And you still have that dry woody hint that adds more richness in a sense, and adds a little bit of depth to the fragrance without adding darkness per se. The woody accord never gets to overpower the mango. In a sense, it always is right behind it to act as a supporting accord, in a sense, to give a lot of density and structure to the base, I feel like, and to give an overall complexity to the fragrance. And like I've mentioned, to give a little bit of depth to the fragrance. This is clearly not a flat fragrance. This fragrance has lots of depth and richness to it, but it never overshines the mango accord, but yet it's still present, so keep this aspect in mind. But like I've mentioned, as the fragrance starts to develop on your skin, you still have the mango accord, like I've told you, still warm, still ripe, still sweet, still dense, very full-bodied and structured. But now I feel like what happens is the texture of the fragrance starts to change a little bit, and the mango accord goes very creamy. Don't forget, you still have the woody facet in the background, but now the overall mango accord goes very creamy. I don't want to say lactonic, it's a creamy that maybe it comes from the sandalwood there, I'm not really sure, but what can I tell you? What I can tell you for sure is that it starts to go very creamy. But this creaminess, let's just say, stays for a few hours, because in the dry down, You still have the mango accord like I've told you, but the woody accord and a soft powdery facet with a soft musky-like hint. Let's just say they develop a little bit more, and I feel like those, like the powdery aspect and that dry woody facet, they cut a little bit from the creaminess of the fragrance, you know. So it's still sweet, it's still full dense, it's still complex, it's still full bodied, it's still everything that I've described so far, but you lose a little bit of that creamy sensation that you had in the heart. Yeah, and now, like I've mentioned, in the dry down you start to get slight powdery facets, a slight musky facet, but when I mean slight, I mean like a pinch of them, you know, like just a little bit, you know, but you still have that sweet mango accord that you had in the opening. You still have the sweetness, you still have the warmth, but it's the texture of the fragrance that changes a little bit. Yeah, and also I feel like in the dry down, what I do get, I also start to detect something that smells a little bit peachy, like not creamy, but more like airy and peachy. So yeah, this is how this fragrance smells like to me. Now let me touch a little bit on the oud accord, because I know this has listed oud. You guys, to my nose, the oud accord here translates as that soft, dry, woody facet that you had from the opening till the dry down. It's not the kind of oud accord. Look, Lattafa and their ouds, it's a tricky territory. I feel like lots of fragrances from Lattafa that they have listed oud, they can be either the biggest hit or the biggest miss, because lots of people smell something that leans gasoline-like or rubbery when it comes to Lattafa's oud accords. Now, what I can tell you for sure, this doesn't smell like anything gasoline-like, at least not on me, not here on paper, not here on my skin. Doesn't have any of that nuance, but neither is this your overly realistic barnyard, fecal, animalic, pungent, sour, acidic type of oud. It's not that type of oud either. To me, this is the kind of oud accord, and it's an oud accord for sure. Don't expect this fragrance to have real oud. It's an oud accord that was created to be liked, you know, that was created to add a little bit of depth, a little bit of complexity to the fragrance, and to make the overall fragrance feel very robust, let's just say. But it's not the type of oud accord that, let's just say, if you're like an oud lover, like through and through, and you know your ouds very well, and you love your ouds, and you have your oud oils, various types of ouds, this is not the kind of fragrance I would recommend for someone who loves oud. You know, with all its complexity and all its facets and all its nuances and textures, it's not the kind of fragrance I would recommend you to try then. But this is the kind of fragrance that I would recommend you to try if you love the smell of mango and if you are looking for a mango forward fragrance. Honestly, for the summertime, for the springtime, for autumn season, even winter. Even though I don't know if you would like to smell like mango during winter, but if you do, like, why not? Why not, you guys? You wear whatever makes you happy. This could be like an all year round fragrance. However, if I were to wear this fragrance, I would wear it in warm weather, like spring, summer, holidays. During the daytime it would work very well, during the nighttime it would work even better. And one tip that I have for you, if you're a woman and you are interested in trying out this fragrance, or perhaps you already bought it, who knows, if you have it, by the way, let me know how you feel about the fragrance. Please don't forget. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on the fragrances as well, you guys, you know. I don't want to just talk here on my own, you know. But if you are planning to get this fragrance, or if you already have it, look, and if you're a woman or if you're a man but you would like to amplify the sweetness, look for a body lotion, body butter, fragrance oil, inspiration oils, anything mango forward. Look for a straightforward sweet mango fragrance. Layer it with AJAYEB Dubai. Not only that, honestly, the longevity of the fragrance is not bad, but not only that, if you were to layer it with something, you would amplify the longevity as well and the overall robustness or richness of the fragrance. But this way you would make the beautiful and delicious mango accord shine even more, and you would tone down that slight woody facet. Now keep in mind, I love woody fragrances. I love woody fragrances paired with vanilla, paired with rose, paired with spices, paired with tobacco, I love woody fragrances in general. The types of woody fragrances that I don't enjoy on myself are the woody forward fragrances paired with fresh, marine, salty like nuances, or with really masculine leaning citruses, you know. I don't mind them, but I would prefer to smell them on a man, let's say, than on me. So considering the fact that I love woody nuances in fragrances, I am not bothered by the woody accord that you naturally have here. However, if you are one who only loves your typical feminine forward fragrances, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some might find the woody accord a little bit bothering, because keep in mind, it never gets to overshine the mango, but it always sits right behind it, so you will always smell it from the opening till the dry down. It's there, it's present. Of course, test it, you guys. Get a sample, get a decant. It's always better to test the fragrance if you have the possibility than to blind buy it. But let's just say maybe you love the smell of mango, you don't mind a little bit of woody accord, you get it, you smell it, and you're like, the woody accord is a little bit bothering, then I don't know where you are in the world, but I'm sure you will find like a mango scented body lotion, or like a body butter, or like a fragrance oil that's an inspiration, or a body spray with mango, something like this. Layer it with AJAYEB Dubai and you will smell delicious, and more mango than woody nuances will shine. Yeah, so this is everything I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video. This way you will encourage me to create more content here on YouTube. Don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram. As always, if you want to tell me anything, please put it in the comment section, and I promise that I will get back to you. But yes, I will see you in my next video. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye, guys.